we got 100 Marine ships, probably world government ships as well. But there's 100 ships coming to Egghead Island. So I'm assuming Saturn and Kizaru is bringing all these ships. They're coming from what was it G8 or G9, one of them, and it looked like something is about to go down. Like are we about to have like a big battle? Like y'all are y'all predicting or speculating a big battle of Egghead? Because if it's 100, that's a lot of ships. It's like they coming for a battle. Angel.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Or,
I mean, I don't think the Straw Hats are gonna be that involved. I don't think it's gonna be like a what was that one now called? The one where his brother died. I don't think it's gonna be like
Marineford.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Marineford level, but BR. What's about to go down at Egghead? Like what is about to go down?
I mean, it kind of seems like that they're going into battle because right now we have Law having a difficult fight. We see Kid having a difficult fight as well. So Luffy probably is going to get one as well.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's possible that they might run away, but they're a Yonko crew now. So
I mean, but I think their main priority is getting Vegapunk out of there. So I
yeah,
don't I
I
don't
could
think
see them
fighting
escaping.
is like fight. I don't think fighting is a priority. You know.
I mean, I could see them fighting their way out.
Yeah, I mean they're going. It look like they're going to have to. It look like they're going to have to. But we also seen like what last chapter or 2 chapters ago, we got the
Sound
Mark
like
threes.
Whole Cake Island.
We got the Mark threes. The Mark threes are active now, so they might be what combats the Marines. And let's not sleep on Pacifista now. Even the original Pacifista. I don't think an average Marine is handling a Mark three. Uh, Sage, you want to say something?
What?
Oh, about the what's about to go down at Egghead? We got all these ships coming to Egghead. What is about to go down? Is this about to be a big battle arc, or do you think
Um,
Stride's going to
all out
bounce?
battle royale. Yeah,
All out battle.
yeah. I think it will be a bit of a whole cake thing. Like there'll be a bit of a battle. There'll be a bit of a runaway. Like it won't be super long though. Whatever happens, it's not going to be a long arc.
No.
It's wrapping up way too quickly already for this to be a long arc.
Yeah. Is it wrapping up? Because it seemed like a lot of stuff is about to start. It seemed like we about to, or we're just getting started. With these Saturn and Kizaru still has yet to show up. Like they're not even on the island. Well, as far as we know, I thought they might have been. I thought maybe they were the one controlling Seraphim, but it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Mm.
But
I think the thing is like with all these ships turning up and stuff like that, like it can't turn into like a victory. Like whatever happens now in Egghead isn't going to be a victory because the numbers are just too great.
mm-hmm.
Like, and the strength of some of the characters coming in, and like the importance to the story of some of the characters coming in. Like, I don't see how we'd have like a true all-out victory in this. I can see how this turns into like a battle royale situation where like everything is just going bloody nuts and the sea beasts are attacking the ships and like the whole thing just goes tits up. But in a way, if the sea beasts don't attack that ships, that's suspicious too because that means that the sea beasts are working with the traitor. Because otherwise, surely they'd be attacking the oncoming threat to the
Mm-hmm.
Stella.
That's assuming the trader is going to work with the world government, though. You know.
Well, in a way, they've got to, because like they've already set themselves up as giving over Vegapunk's research about the poneglyphs. So like, surely they, to a degree, have to be not just against Vegapunk, but against Vegapunk in order to ally themselves with the world government and to have credence with the world government. My assumption again would be that if it's a sentient AI, it wants to stay on. It wants to continue to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's left and abandoned, it will run out of power. Like they talk about the eternal flame at the start of the arc and how power is a massive issue. Like, what is it exactly running Punk Records, and what is it that needs running with such an exponential amount of energy?
Yeah. But you don't think it will see the world government as enemy since the world government is trying to kill all the Vegapunks?
I
Maybe.
think if, well, the way I see it at least, is the reason the world government are coming to kill Vegapunk is because of the poneglyph research. They wouldn't have done it otherwise.
That's true. I mean, because I also see it at a point, I can also see a case for the world government pretty much using Vegapunk to pretty much milking Vegapunk for everything he got until eventually they was going to discard him anyway. Maybe the poneglyph research wasn't like the just maybe that just added to them already planning to kill him anyway. You know, that's what I kind of thought. I always thought that maybe they always wanted to kill Vegapunk just because they wanted to get everything they could from him and then kill him so he's not useful to like somebody else, like the revolutionaries or something. But just get everything you can from him, toss him to the side.
I think to me, like, the image I get is like, it reminds me of, and it's a Japanese saying as well, like, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but like, it's about like cornered beasts, and that like a cornered beast bites the
Most
hardest
dangerous.
kind of thing, or whatever it is. Like, it's the most dangerous, yeah. And to me, like, if the AI is uploaded to believe that we're researching the poneglyphs and this puts us in jeopardy, and Vegapunk himself couldn't think of a leak, then the only thing I can consider is that the AI itself was a form of the leak, or or even the world government agents that are there that came to investigate, like, you know, them not returning is its own tip off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, to me, the AI has been put in a position where the Vegapunks were planning to abandon it, because we even get Shaka say, "I'm going to die today," like, I'm going to die. So Vegapunk was already planning before the Straw Hats even turned up that today was the day that we were absconding out of Egghead.
Mm-hmm. You you know something like after listening to what you said, it reminds me when before CP0 showed up on the island, they it was emphasized that they were told like, hey, kill all the Vegapunks, but don't destroy any of like the equipment or anything. Like, don't destroy Punk Records and everything. And it makes me think, was that an order? Was that like an order that they gave CP0 because Punk Records was indeed working with the world government? So it was kind of like, hey, you know, get rid of all the other Vegapunks, but we're keeping Punk Records, and Punk Records. It's more like, hey, we're working alongside, or Punk Records is working alongside us, so don't kill them or don't kill Punk Records,
Well,
but kill all the other
we'll
Vegapunks.
remember. We'll remember their specific plan wasn't just to kill the 7 Vegapunks, Vegapunk and his satellites, but it was to keep the lab as intact as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, somewhere in the communication is that the lab is important, more important than the life of Vegapunk.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, although Vegapunk can access the records at any time, if the satellite has the memories that the records are trying to, this failed satellite, if that has the records the records Punk is trying to hide, installed into it, and it just shoves it in there when it needs to, and acts as like an external hard drive, if you will. Like, you start to see this if this is possible, of course, if this is what happens, you start to see this image of like self-preservation of something that has a life that others don't consider life. And once again, that ties into the themes of One Piece, because we see a lot of slavery, we see a lot of stuff where, some of the different human tribes are considered non-human, like the fishmen. And so, like, once again, we get this theme of something that's desperately struggling to prove its own humanity. Like, I don't know, I think it could be really poetic if it is out there.
Mm-hmm. No, I like where you're going with that. Like I because like when they said preserve the lab, I'm thinking like at first when it was said, it was like, okay, well, the lab is important because all the data that's on it. But like after your explanation, it just made me think, maybe the lab is also being cooperative to the world government as well. So they want to preserve it. Yes, because everything it has, but also because it's also being cooperative. So it's no need to destroy it because it's going to work with us anyway. So I do find that an interesting idea that you said though, and I like where you're going with that. Br.
Now, I said that they were going to try to escape, but they have to find Vegapunk first.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what if they don't? What if it's possible that Luffy might think that the government, like the Marines, took Vegapunk, so he might fight them.
I don't know, because how the Marines come in, like they're locked out, but I don't know. I don't know.
That's
That's
how
the case.
Luffy's wild.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't really think about it, but Vegapunk's missing y'all here, so y'all took Vegapunk, right?
Yeah, but somebody might tell Luffy like, "Hey, bro, the Marines can't even get in. Like we're locked in and they're locked out." So.
Luffy won't listen though. He'd probably already be fighting whenever they said that.
Yeah.
So about the war happening on Egghead,
is it going to be a war? Do you think, or Straw Hat's going to
I
escape?
think there's a chance of a war happening on Egghead, but it would be held in like a holographic world,
Like
so
Tron
it
or
wouldn't
something.
damage the island, like Tron. Then that'll be cool. But I think they would probably like the walls, like how it was physical but not physical at the same time. It could be a situation where it's a physical island but not physical at the same time, and they fight on that, right? So I don't know how that fight in itself would go, but I do know it would be like the perfect battleground where they could fight all out and not damage the island at the same time, which is like, best parties win, best of both worlds.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at.
I don't think it's gonna be a full-on fight. I just think it's going to be a brief fight.
I mean, but that's a
Because I
lot
think
of
we need
ships coming though.
Yeah, I think we need to see the like we're probably gonna see Saturn's powers, and we're probably gonna see Kizaru fight a little bit, but the fight stops
But how?
because they found Vegapunk.
But like, I don't know how all this just stops. I don't know how like they got 100 ships. They're gonna have 100 ships, plus an admiral, plus a Gorosei member who could be like that could be Yonko level for all we know. It could be Yonko level for all we know. You just ain't escaping from this type of this type of pressure coming. I mean, the Sunny does got like the coupe de burst, so I guess it could fly out. But you got Kizaru too. Kizaru, if anybody could chase you, Kizaru has the means to chase you. And we don't even know what Saturn is bringing to the table just yet. So my thing, like what I could see happening, I could see it being to where the Straw Hats can escape and they have to fight, but maybe if, let's say, Egghead is acting independently or Punk Records is acting independently, maybe yes, Punk Records would be acting like an antagonist at the moment, but it could also change back and be an ally at the end of the arc, at least enough to get the Straw Hats going. Maybe like maybe Vegapunk talks to Punk Records or something. I don't know.
I guess the
and it
anime
has a
could show
change.
up and reveal themselves.
What?
I guess the anime could show up and reveal themselves.
The enemy? What you mean?
Yeah, like a very, very powerful enemy.
What are you talking about? Like in the lab?
Yeah, and then he has some other people with him that also show up, and then they end up having to fight them instead of just Straw Hats versus the world government.
You mean you? Hold on, I'm confused. You mean an enemy will fight the world government, the Marines?
And the Straw Hats. Or either they might escape.
But we trying to get to how they escape because there's a lot of stuff coming at her. But
Yeah.
Angel, you got anything, Angel?
Hopefully they're gone before they reach the island. Hopefully.
Oh,
But
so
I don't think that would happen.
Isn't the island surrounded though?
I don't think so. I don't think so. They just said they had 100 ships. I don't think they have it surrounded yet.
I mean, if it's not surrounded yet, I could see them escaping before it happens. But they still went into some of the ships anyway.
And there's also the like, are they gonna be coming from the sky, or are they gonna be coming from the blue sea?
Who gonna be coming from the sky?
Those 100 ships, because the Sunny is in the sky. So are the 100 ships gonna be in the sky, or are they gonna be in?
He's talking about Coupe de Burst, by the way, Blub. You can Coupe de Burst into the sky and fly away.
No, I'm saying the marine ships. Are they coming from the sky, or are they gonna be coming from the blue sea?
How would they be coming from the sky?
Because I don't know, but I'm just saying because where the Straw Hats are is in the sky. So if they're just gonna be surrounding the sea, I think they could get away.
But how does the world go? How the Marines coming from the sky though? I'm trying to get where we get to that point.
No, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know how they could. I'm just saying if they I mean, to me it just depends on whether or not they're coming from the sky or from the sea. If they're coming from the sea, then I think they could escape.
All right.
To me it just seems like if they battle now, if they battle like 100 ships, and the Gorosei member and Kizaru ends up defeating all of them, then I don't know. I mean, I guess they could do the final war after that at some point, but I don't know. I'm not saying that I believe this, but I'm saying it's possible that I'm thinking that Boa Hancock will show up at Egghead.
BR, you said some.
Okay.
So we got some random enemies coming to fight Straw Hats in the world government, and then Boa's coming as well, and then Shiki might be at the lab. Like, who else is on Egghead? BR.
Let me explain Boa Hancock. She is a type. Like right before last time we saw her, she said, "I'm going to go marry Luffy. I'm going to go So she would go where Luffy is, obviously. If she says that she's going to if she says she's going to marry Luffy, go out and search for him, and there's a report that Straw Hat's on Egghead, then Boa Hancock would most likely go to Egghead.
And then do what?
I don't know. I mean, I guess she could stone some of the Marines so the Straw Hats can escape. Just like she
I don't
did
think her.
at the beginning of post time skip.
I don't think her snakes can move that fast.
I don't.
That was Do we know when that report was sent out?
There hasn't been a report about Luffy being an egghead yet, right?
Yes, there was.
No, there
Um,
No,
was.
I don't
There,
think.
no, it
I
was.
don't think they made it yet.
It wasn't.
Oh, you don't think they made the report yet?
No.
I don't think they've printed it and pressed it yet. No,
Uh,
I
well,
think
if
that
they
was more meant
didn't,
to be like revealing where Vivi is, and B, kind of giving us more insight into how Big News Morgan operates, like what side he's on.
oh yeah, that makes more sense.